Welcome back YouTube to another video. We are inside my Audi S3 P8. It's a 2008 model. The only thing that isn't stock about this car is the exhaust system, which currently needs a map because it is flagging up an engine light. I'm off to go get some lunch, so let's crack on with it. Because the engine hasn't warmed up yet, I'm going to drive it very gently until the engine has reached about 70 to 80 degrees. Then I can start giving it a little bit more. But until then, nice and gentle. What do I mean by gentle? I mean keeping the revs quite low, keeping them just under 2k. This engine performs really well between the revs of 2.5 and 5k, I believe. We are a responsible Audi driver, so we do use our indicators. We also give way. I'm going to head to Wetherspoons to get my lunch because it is cheap and cheerful. Wetherspoons is a very popular franchised pub in the UK, and it serves pub grub and all of your classic ales and beers. It also has guest ciders and guest beers and all sorts of different beers, ciders and everything. I thought the camera had flopped it then. So, who is the mystery coach? The mystery coach is the Australian strength coach. He has just sent me my program. It is a 4-day-a-week program. Phase 1, I haven't actually looked at it properly, but I shall once I get to the gym and prepare myself for whatever it is I am doing today. Hey! We are back, and we are feeling a lot better now that we are fed. Yes, we. Go get some food so you can relate to me, because we are fed. That was good. That's a very nice car. I don't know what it is, but it's nice. What the fuck was that? So unfortunately, my washing machine has packed up. Fortunately, my mother has offered to wash it for me for now. The yin and yang of washing machine disasters. So we are currently driving to my mother's to drop off my washing. Oh, bumpity bumpity bump, bumpity bum, bumpity bum. Oh, fucking bumpy that is. He did not make that easy for me, to be honest. Bit of a pillock. I've dropped off my washing. Now I need to pick up my glasses. The glasses have been retrieved, but the kids grabbed them and had their little fingertips all over the lenses. So the lenses need a good clean before we do anything. When it comes to me and wearing my glasses, I need to wear them for long distance. So nothing to do with short distance. I can still drive without them, legally. However, it is advised for me to wear them at all times to keep the strain off of my eyes, my vision. I need some new glasses because these ones are very scratched. Anyway, the glasses have been collected. Now it's time we go to the gym. We are now here at Pure Gym in Dover. However, the last time I saw pictures of this gym, it was shut off because the floods that were, well, floods. The torrential rain caused flooding around my area, which is Dover, Kent. And when I say torrential rain, I mean torrential rain. There was inches and inches of water that fell within a very short time period. And it caused mass flooding all across Dover, Dill. I'm pretty sure it was flooding in Folkestone and Thanet area, which is Ramsgate, Margate as well. So it got completely flooded. They had to shut a few things off. I'm not too sure why they didn't just shut the gym down and then pull up all the rubber and let it dry properly. But we shall see once we go in there, because I'm not too sure what it's like. We are at the gym now. Let's get to it. Wow! Hello, Missy.
Hello, Ryan.
There appears to be something wrong with my account. It says account suspended.
Suspended?
I'd love to know why my account's suspended.
There's no one here for me to ask.
Okay.
Have you got a number you can ring? Oh.
This says it has been brought to our attention that a number of complaints have been raised regarding you filming in our gym, including other members who have not given consent. We take the welfare of our members and team members seriously, and whilst we investigate this matter further, your Pure Gym membership has been suspended. It's funny though, because I've been asking everyone if they're okay with being in the background of my footage, and everyone has said yes. And I've got proof of that.
What happened?
They've suspended my membership because apparently someone's complained about being in the background of my footage.
What the hell? What do you think about my shirt?
Certified goth girls lover. I like it, it's great.
Yeah.
Pure Gym suspension number 2. Pure Gym suspension number 1 was due to bad mouthing the gym. What did I say, which was so bad that came from my mouth? I said that not only was the music terrible, but awfully loud for such terrible music, and that the ads that play every 5 minutes are very annoying. I said that the equipment is very mediocre, and I raised my suspicion on how chalk that I'd left at the gym, which was supposed to be in the manager's drawer, disappeared from the manager's drawer. What I was told is that some members actually go inside the manager's drawer and take stuff from the manager's drawer. I'm pretty damn sure that goes against like some sort of, I don't know, motorbike. Now we move on to Pure Gym suspension number 2. Car go brum brum, just like my car goes brum brum. That's a council estate race car, aka a Vauxhall VXR. This suspension is due to members being in the background of my videos, those members not wanting to be in the background of my videos, so those members complaining to the manager about being in the background of my videos. I have learned that not everyone wants to be in the background of my video, which I completely understand and respect. Some people just want to come in, get their head down, crack on with their workout and leave. They don't want to be on the Ryan Price Lifts show. Nowadays, I do try to make an active effort to go around to the people who are in the background of my videos and make them aware that they are in the background of my video. I have not had one person turn around to me and say, no, it is not okay. However, when I'm hauling, hoisting and heaving, I can't really do much about the people walking in and out of frame. Regardless, it has been time and time again that there is always something I am doing wrong. I try to change the way that I go about my content creation in that gym, but it is never good enough. So, Pure Gym Dover, I am done with you. I can't be asked with this anymore. I've tried my best to abide by everything that you wanted me to abide by, but you always find a new reason to either make content creation difficult, or in this case, just straight up suspend me. So, I guess I've been banned from Pure Gym Dover. Well, any Pure Gym at this precise moment in time, because I can't access my... bloody hell. Fumbling already. I can't access my account, which means I can't use my fob or my code anywhere. So I've decided to come up to the local leisure centre to train here. The equipment's pretty good, I can't really complain. You've got the, what is it, Techno Gym plates. I'm not too sure what the barbells are, but they're just 28mm barbells. There's some Smith machines, squat racks. Unfortunately for me though, the leisure centre gym is actually going to have a refurb soon. So from the 23rd or 4th or something like that, sometime around that time, it's going to be closed. And they're going to be a little gym, but it's not going to be adequate, of course. Not for me anyway, I'm a big boy. Now I'm being coached by the Australian strength coach. I have a program, I'm going to be following that program today. We are starting off with wide grip bench press. I'm using my index finger. That is the widest I have bench pressed since I was 18. I'm now 31. I did low bar not so long ago. We are not going to do week 1 of his program that he has given me. We are going to do the, sorry, I've messed this up completely. We are not going to do day 1, which is low bar back squats. We are going to do bench press light, which is using a wide grip bench press, index finger on line. We're doing 3 sets of 8 reps with 110 kilos, so damn, that is rather light. That feels really weird, I don't like it, but I'm going to trust the process. I can't believe I'm only working up to an insignificant 110 kilograms for 3 sets of 8 repetitions. But again, just got to trust the process. Head off the bench, index finger, bulldog grip, bang. Feet in, eyes parallel with the bar, retract the scappy. 1 set down, 2 to go. Okay, I am recording, that's good. Again, this feels weird and it feels very light. I just waited 8 minutes. Yes, 8 minutes between each set. So I am very intrigued to see how I feel during each set with so much rest. Eight minutes of rest between each set. I actually don't know what to do with myself. I'm becoming rather impatient, and it's only been 5 minutes. I found that the 5-minute mark is when I become impatient, but I'm just going to get over myself and, I mean, I would say crack on with it, but the only thing I'm cracking on with is sitting down on this bench and resisting the urge to scroll on Instagram and TikTok. So I'm going to see it as a test of willpower. That second set felt just as fresh as the first set, so I can imagine this third set is going to feel just as fresh as the second and the first set. I do see the benefits of having such a long period of time between each set, especially for straight sets when you're working with the same weight. It's a higher intensity than working with a back off set, when working with a top set, and then doing back offsets. Obviously, doing a top set, back offset approach is great for managing fatigue. This set, if you up the rest, is also just as good as, say, using back offsets instead of doing multiple top sets as the fatigue management. That's my theory. I'm sure the Australian strength coach will correct me on that one, but I'm pretty damn sure it seems like a very solid theory to me. I've still got 2 minutes. What do I do with 2 minutes? Go to the disabled toilet and have a wank. I'm going to enjoy old Drake bangers whilst I wait another 1 minute and 40 seconds. I guess I could also check my program, try to memorize it, which I'm sure I won't, but try to memorize it so I don't have to keep looking at the PDF, and reply to some DMs. Try to be as productive as I possibly can during this time of rest. We are now doing neutral grip dumbbell seated overhead presses. Wow, I really strung that one out. I'm sure there's a simpler description or name for the exercise, but god darn, this really does hit the front delt. This is as close as it gets to, say, a machine press. The only time I've ever felt this sort of front delt engagement is during a machine overhead press. It's just with the dumbbells you have the bonus of engaging the stabilizers, which carries over even more to the barbell flat bench press, or the flat barbell bench press. Barbell flat bench press. I've done a couple of warm-up sets and I've reached what I believe will be a good weight to do 3 sets of 8 repetitions with. 4 minutes rest. I guess that's one way of being able to hoist heavier weights instead of hoisting a heavy weight and then having to lower the weight because you're fatigued. This bench feels taller. Oh my. My god, they bounce all over the place. I think because I'm not used to doing this variation, well, I say variation, it is a variation because there's different types of grips, and a different type of grip is a variation of said exercise. So because I'm not used to this variation of the dumbbell overhead press, it feels a bit strange. I'm going up but naturally turning inward, almost like you would with a dumbbell alternate curl. Alternative close, fucking alternator, Terminator, Autobot. Yeah, I've lost my mind. Lost track of thought, same thing. I think I'm going to reduce the weight so I can get used to the movement, and then once I get used to the movement, I can start to overload it. Because I need to build the stabilizers that are engaging in this exercise in order for me to be able to perform it effectively and efficiently through adequate technique. I've dropped weight. I'm going to do this for the remainder 2 sets of 8. Try to build those stabilizers. That was better, no doubt. But now the weight feels too light. So I think the middle ground will be 30. Because 32 was challenging those stabilizers a little bit too much for what they can handle. And now 28 isn't challenging the stabilizers as much as I want them to. So 30 would be a good middle ground. But because we've already done 32, and then we've done 28, I may as well just do another set with 28, and then next week come back and do 3 sets of 30. I'm going to go with this angle, but I'm sure next time I can find a better one. Oh, good. Let's fill off the bench. God, I'm really not used to these. I almost dislocated my shoulder 2 or 3 times, but I am getting the rhythm of this exercise. I'm getting into the rhythm of this exercise. I haven't got the rhythm, I'm getting into the rhythm. Hopefully this stand doesn't collapse beneath me, but I think I need to invest into a wider angle lens, because whilst the standard kit lens is great, if I want to get my full self in frame, I'm going to have to move the camera further back, which I don't really want to do because then it starts to invade other people's space, or invades the space regardless, because it's still quite far out. But we're doing some neutral grip pull-ups. I want some chalk on my hands. You see, I'm only supposed to be doing, I'm only supposed to be doing, I mumble a lot, don't I? 3 sets of 8 repetitions. Now that was 8 repetitions. That was an easy 8 repetitions. I don't have a dip belt with me, or a pull-up belt, or whatever you want to call it, so I can't overload it that way. So what I am going to do is do negatives on the way down, like a 2 count pause or something, just to up the intensity, to make the reps harder. And then next week, well, this week, I'll order a dip belt, pull-up belt, whatever you want to call it, belt. And then next week, I'll have the belt ready to overload. It is a shame that this gym is getting a refurb, because the lighting in here is very nice, it's very warm. I also have a very strange sense of nostalgia in here, and I don't know why, because I've only been here once before. And it can't be that, because that isn't a core memory. There was nothing special that that session held, you know. I came here, I did a session, I went home. There was nothing special about it. I think it gives me an old school vibe, I'm not sure. Maybe it's the warm lighting, it makes me feel at home. So yeah, to up the intensity, I'm gonna try to pull up a little higher and go down a little slower. Okay, yeah, that's definitely one way to up the intensity. Tiptoe in the window. The sun is beaming directly in my eyes, not pleasant. Okay, moving on to EZ Skull Crush Press, whatever that is. Moving on to skull crushers, although it does say skull press, I don't know what a skull press is. I've tried to search up what a skull press is, but I can't find it anywhere. So I'm assuming it means skull crusher. From what I see, and from what I have tried to research, a skull press is a skull crusher. It's just another name. Anyway, we're doing 3 sets of 12 reps. I think I need to change my technique. I think I'm using too wide of a grip. I need to come in. I need to use a narrower grip because it doesn't feel right. And a skull crusher, well, any exercise, unless your form is very poor, mine tends not to be because I've been doing this for so long. That feels uncomfortable. It doesn't feel right. So the next set, I'm going to use a narrower grip. My goodness, why couldn't I spit that out? Going to test out that narrower grip. My goodness, this has made it feel really weird. Oh, I like this. Okay. Yeah. That definitely felt better. So from now on, I'll start using that narrow grip. I feel like the wider grip ate away at my elbows and even my shoulders. It did not feel comfortable at all. I feel like I've been doing that grip for so long and dealing with the uncomfortability and discomfort that I kind of got used to it, but now that I've changed to the narrow grip, light and day. Can't help it, but I must mention why. I just feel my triceps engaging more, I feel in a stabler position, and my shoulders aren't under discomfort. Yeah, that'll do. I feel like I've spent a lot of time in the gym today, but that might be because the amount of rest between each set is longer than usual. Anyway, we're moving on to EZ bar curls, just like we did EZ bar skull crushers. I just clarified with the Australian strength coach. Why do I keep referring to him by the Australian strength coach? Why don't I just refer to him by his name, Sebastian? Well, the Australian strength coach has clarified to me that yes, the skull press is the skull crusher. It's just a different name for the same exercise. The English language, so damn complicated for no reason at all. However, there's nothing to be however about. Let's smash some repetitions out. We're doing this for 3 sets of 12, just like we did the skull crushers. What? There's no mirror. Oh, whatever. Alright, that felt good. I'm not too sure whether that is 38 kilos, 39 kilos or 40 kilos. All I know is that that was a solid set of 12 reps, quality reps. Can't see myself, so I can't enjoy the, the vascularity, the pump, the aesthetic side of this exercise. But I could most certainly enjoy the hoisting, heaving and hauling side of this exercise. Yeah. Not a bad weight for the rep range that I am aiming for, which is 12 repetitions. Again, another exercise that carries over very well to the bench press and even the deadlift and even the squat, because you use these sort of stabilizers when you're squatting as well to stabilize the bar on your back. It all kind of synergizes together. It's not just one part of the painting, it's the whole painting, and that's what you got to think about, not just one part of the painting. It's all got to work together. But yeah, I'm going to stick to this weight. Again, I don't know what weight it is. All I know is there's a 10 and then a 5, and the bar weighs whatever it weighs. The next exercise is face pulls, and then that is it. I don't see any core work within the PDF file. That's a bonus, because it's getting rather late, and I'm getting rather hungry. Finally, some rope pulls. Now I think I'm doing 3 sets of 15 repetitions with a weight I can get 15 repetitions with. Who would have thought? This has been a staple in my exercise regime for many, many months, and it will forever be a staple of my exercise regime for many months? For thirds of months, for the rest of the expansion of the universe and then the contraction of the universe, the big crunch. I'm not sure what weight I'll be using, but this feels okay. If we're doing 15, then that weight is not okay. So let's put 15 to do 15. Yeah, that's better. What's good?
Are you using this, mate?
Huh?
Are you using this?
Nah, wheels, mate. I've noticed that recording in 4K just sucks the life out of the battery. So I think I'm just going to start recording in 1080p at 100 frames per second. So if you really want to, you can watch everything in slow mode. I'm not too sure why you'd want to, but the option's there. Anyway, this is the last set of face pulls with the rope. My goodness. And then I'm going to call it a day, go to the shop, get some food, cook the food, eat the food, and go to bed, because I am tired. I was up at 3 last night. The reason for that is I took a nap at 7 p.m, which woke me up, and I didn't feel tired until that time. I fell asleep because my daughter was watching, what was we watching together? Nemo. And I got a bit too relaxed, ended up falling asleep, And I look to my right when I wake up an hour later, and she's fallen asleep as well. So we were both up quite late, which is not good for her. Doesn't really matter for me. I can kind of readjust my sleeping schedule by depriving myself of a little bit of sleep, so I'm more tired earlier in the day, the next day. But for her, oh, it's a battleground the next day, trying to get her to sleep a bit earlier. Okay, I mean that weight is a bit too light. I think I probably could have done 17.5 or 20 for 15. 3 sets of 15, that is. This set should have felt a lot harder because it's the last set, but it didn't. I think it actually felt easier. I think I'm recovering quicker than this machine. This weight is fatiguing me. How bizarre. Anyway, that is a wrap for the session, but I don't know if it is a wrap for the video. I suppose you'll find out very soon, and by very soon, I mean now. Oh, there's so much shit all over the car already. And by shit, I mean possessions. And by possessions, I mean stuff that I don't need in the car. Okay. Oh, fuck me, like. Look, we've got a Subway. We've got an empty Subway bottle, an empty cookie wrapper, an empty nourishment can. My God. Rightio then, let's go to the shop, get some food, and then head back home and cook it. Although you won't see that, because the camera's about to die, and I call it a day when the camera dies. Just enjoy the ride with me, I guess. The burbles, the pops and bangs, they're not very prominent right now because there's most likely a shit map on this car currently. But once the map has been sorted out, hopefully the pops and bangs and the grumbles and rambles and burbles will sound a lot better. Yes, I could do all of that two-step bollocks, but that just jeopardizes the lifespan of the engine and all of the components on it. I don't want to make this, I don't want to ruin this car, you know. I want to try to preserve as much life in it as possible by, one, not ragging it to death, instead just enjoying it. There are times and places to rag it, and the street isn't one of them. And two, for it to be my personal car, because I've got the Ford Galaxy, the family wagon, which is great. It's very convenient, it's got a lot of room, it's great for transporting not only things, but people as well. But this is my personal car. I bought it off my brother for quite cheap. I could have went for something a bit more luxurious, you know, a bit more expensive, but I don't see any benefit in forking out loads of money on a car that could potentially go wrong and cost you more money. And yes, the Audi S3 P8 is one of those cars that, if it goes wrong, it can be costly. It's an older version, it's a lot easier to fix, and the 2-litre engine is very reliable. We're at the shop, I'm gonna get some food,